Barb, I'm exhausted. You've walked me all over this town.
Well, we need an idea for this Thursday, and we're still looking.
I know, you'd think we'd find something by this point.
Hey, I have an idea.
What's that?
Let's shop at the Overland Park Farmers Market and then create our menu from there.
Do you know where that is?
Skies are gonna clear,
Little box step.
put on a happy face. Brush off the clouds and cheer up, put on a happy face.
That's such a great song. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what mood you're in, it just cheers you up,
Makes you
doesn't
put
it?
on a happy
It
face.
does, it
And Dick
does.
Van Dyke,
Dick Van Dyke
who's
and,
still with us.
Cheetah Rivera, who's
She's
also still with us.
still with us.
Yes, putting on a happy face is great. And you know what really makes me put on a happy face?
What?
Going to the farmer's
Oh,
market.
that was so fun.
I love going to the farmer's
That
market.
was so fun.
I do that
Yes.
almost every Saturday.
I need to do it more. I need to follow your
think,
lead.
I just think it's a great place to go because you can visit with people and you start making relationships with people. Plus, the fruit is always fruit and vegetables are always so much better.
And you're local. You're doing
Yeah.
good for the local community.
The colors are always more vibrant.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we went to the farmer's market on Saturday
Yes.
and bought supplies. We didn't really know what we were going to make. We waited to see what they had, and that's what we're doing.
And it was definitely late in the season.
It was late in the season, and
Yeah.
it was very windy. Very,
Oh
very
my
windy.
gosh, it was
Yeah, but we got some fun stuff. I'm doing a squash casserole
Ooh,
today.
That already looks
Yeah.
beautiful.
So, look at this zucchini. Like, you don't see that in the grocery store.
That's a big boy.
That is.
Big boy zucchini.
Big boy zucchini. And I got some yellow squash.
I love yellow squash.
So we're using zucchini and yellow squash. And then I got this little
What,
fella.
pray tell, is that?
Well, I didn't know what it was either. And it's a Chinese squash. I don't know why it's Chinese, but I asked the vendor what I could do with it, and she said, you could do the same thing that you do with zucchini with the Chinese squash. We're not using it today, but I thought everybody would like to see the Chinese squash.
It's very unique.
So what vegetables did you get?
I got there and I noticed the beautiful tomatoes.
Oh, look at the inside of that.
I know.
A fresh tomato is red on the inside.
Look how pretty that is.
Not white when you cut into it.
Not white.
But red.
And I got green pepper.
Also green on the inside.
Green on the inside. And then you can't tell, these were some great peppers that I got, which I've now roasted. I believe she called them bullhorn. They were really big. I keep calling them foghorn leghorn. I know that's not right. And then some jalapenos. And I roasted them all.
Oh, nice.
And they are going to go in my salsa. We're going to make fresh salsa today.
Wonderful. And then, in addition to all the great things they have fruit and vegetable wise, they also have some other things.
Yes.
They have pasta. So we're going to do a pasta dish made out of this garlic chive pasta.
Yes.
So we're going to do
Pappardelles.
And what else did they have? They had some meat vendors.
They had a wiener wagon.
They did have a wiener wagon.
Which next time we got to hit the wiener wagon.
Yes.
Yeah, they had grain-fed flowers. They had beautiful flowers.
yeah.
They had the grain-fed beef and lamb.
Yeah.
And when we were there earlier in the season, I mean, there were fruits and vegetables and.
It's just a great outing, and downtown Overland Park has so many like food things. We went to the upper crust and had some quiche and pie. Then we walked down 3 storefronts in Penzies Spices.
Penzies, and then the Clock Tower Bakery.
What did we have? Oh, we had macarons.
Macarons.
Macarons. And then you walk back down the other side of the street, and there's the Culinary Institute of Kansas City.
And also just fun shops and.
Yeah. So it's a great day. It's a great foodie day.
Great place to go. Spend a morning or an afternoon.
Yeah. So let's jump in.
Let's
start with
in.
the squash.
Ha!
Perfect. So we have 6 cups of squash cut up and 1 yellow onion, or 1 onion diced up. And I've already put this in boiling water for 5 minutes to soften it up a little bit.
Did the onion go in there too?
The onion went in there too, so everything goes in there.
Interesting.
So we're going to work on our crust first, and I have 2 sticks of butter already melted here, ready to go.
Singing my love language.
I know what your love language is. And we have 8 ounces of herb seasoned stuffing mix. We're going to put that in.
It's like we're getting ready for Thanksgiving.
We are getting ready for Thanksgiving. I heard somebody tell you about Thanksgiving not 5 minutes ago.
I saw Christmas trees at Costco, so I'm not quite ready for that.
Christmas trees, yeah, they'll be here soon.
Yes.
So we're going to take the butter and mix it with the stuffing. Get that all mixed up.
So good. Bread and butter, whether it's like
Can't beat
this
that.
or toast, you can't go wrong.
And you know what I love about this herb seasoned stuffing? You don't have to do anything to it. You just open it up. You don't have to salt, pepper it. You don't have to do anything to it.
Is that the kind of stuffing you use to make those meatloafs?
I use the less expensive kind.
Less expensive.
Yes,
okay.
the Aldi's kind. There we got our
$10.
Yeah.
You did not do the $10 meal at the farmer's market.
No, you
but
did
that's
not.
okay because you're supporting the local vendors and they.
Unless you go to the Wiener Wagon.
That's true. We might have to do a meal at the Wiener Wagon and see what $10 will get you.
That's true. That's true. All right, so that's mixed pretty well. We're going to take half of this and put it into the bottom of our baking dish.
Okay.
And that's going to be the crust for our casserole. So I'm just going to...
Really, if you put stuffing on the bottom and stuffing on the top, you could put almost anything in between and I would eat it.
Oh, I hope you like what we're going to put in between. I'm going to put just a
Sure I
little bit more
will.
in there.
I'm sure I will.
That's so easy. The recipe calls for a 13 by 9, but I like it to be a little thicker, so I use a smaller dish. All right, so that's our crust.
That's good.
I'll push this over to the side, and can I get another spoon, please?
Yes, sir.
And then I had a little spoon here. Oh, there it is. So we're gonna make our filling, which is the squash. We're gonna add 1 cup of sour cream. And we're going to add 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Cream of chicken soup is like, you have to have it for a casserole.
Speaking of foghorn leghorn,
Yes. Here's Foghorn's Leghorn.
Foghorn's Leghorn. Okay, so you had sour cream.
Sour cream, 1 cup of sour cream, 1 10-ounce can.
So this is a very healthy dish because of the
I only make healthy food.
squash.
Yes. That's why we went to the farmer's market. And then we have
more health food.
1 cup of shredded carrots. And the pasta that dances itself away. All right, so we're just going to mix all that together. Thank you. And that's our filling. You want to make sure that it's
colorful.
It is colorful. You want to make sure that you get the squash drained really well. You see there's water in it still, but we've drained it really well.
You drained it before, or you mean after you boil it?
After you boil it, yeah.
Do you put like paper towels and drain it, or just put it in a colander and let it really drain? Okay.
I usually put it in the colander and let it sit for about 5 minutes or so.
Okay. Good to know.
See
or
that
it
pretty?
might get a little soggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that.
So you can use
pretty.
You can use just the yellow squash or the zucchini by itself, but I like both because it makes it so colorful.
It does.
Yeah.
And you just washed it. Did you peel them?
Nope, did not peel them.
Okay, that adds to the color.
I used a mandolin to make sure that they were the same thickness, which is important because you want them all to cook the same.
Yes.
And we're just going to put that into the dish.
Oh my.
Just like that.
That is going to be thick.
Yep, it's going to be perfect.
Ooh, that looks yummy.
I'm going to hand this to you when I get this out. There you go. Thank you. I'm going to spread that out. Just like that. Little carrot trying to get away there.
Oh no. Just going with the rest.
It's a perfect size.
It is a perfect size. Yeah, I think that's the right size for this. It would be a little thick. Yes, chef.
And then
more stuffing!
Take the rest of our stuffing and put it on the top. Now we're going to put this into a preheated oven, 350 degrees, and it's going to bake for 25 to 30 minutes.
I mean, dare say, could you sprinkle a little cheese on top?
Well, you could, but I really don't think you need it.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to need it.
Okay.
I think it's got just about
I just throw that out there.
I think it's got just about everything it needs.
Okay.
You know, I always put my hand along the side like this so you don't have to clean up as much because I'm not so big on cleaning up.
Well, it just keeps it even.
This is
right up to the edge.
This is a 10-ounce bag of stuff. Well, it's 10 ounces of stuffing. The stuffing comes in 12-ounce bags, so you might have to.
It's like the hot dogs and the buns.
Yeah, I know.
Could we not get this together?
It's okay. You could use more.
I would like to hear this discussed at the presidential debate Thursday. Why we can't get the same number of hot dogs in a package with the same number of buns?
I would like to know, and I'd like to hear anything discussed at the presidential debate.
Discussed would be the key word.
All right, and there you have it.
Ooh, doesn't it look pretty?
Yeah. Now, you can also make this up ahead of time, put it in the refrigerator, and then just pop it out in the oven.
Okay.
But,
did you let it come to room temperature?
Oh, you could. You don't really have to.
All right.
Yeah. And there it is. So we put that in the oven. We've got one in the oven now. We'll show you at the end of the show.
All right.
All right, you're up, dear.
I'm going to jump into my salsa. And you know, salsa is, both of the things I'm making today, I'm kind of offering a template because there's a lot of variety you can do. But
a template? What's the difference between a template and a recipe?
I guess recipes I think of exact.
Oh, because we always do them exactly.
Well, yes, we do. And I would say with baking, precision is more important. But with this, so I looked up how to chop a tomato really well, and you go through it. Actually, I'm doing it backwards. Let's start this way. You go through almost to the bottom, 1/4-inch cuts, depending on how thick you want your chunks. And you're going to go this way. And it's holding together because I'm not cutting all the way through to the bottom. And then, that's your timer, Mr. Kevin.
It's my timer.
Let me turn it off. Stay, tomato. Then you just go down, and you've got perfect chunks
for
your salsa. Isn't that cool? Of course, you want a really sharp knife.
And you want a solid tomato.
You want a nice
that could
solid
be
tomato.
Messy, messy, messy if you had a
And when you
squishy
get
tomato.
to the end, you're just gonna cut up your pieces like that.
And you make salsa the way I like it. Big chunks of tomato.
Big chunks. Yeah.
I don't like that tomato paste.
Oh,
or
no.
tomato sauce.
No.
I want to taste the tomato.
You want to get those chunks onto your chips. Okay. Oh, was that a good tomato?
That's a
Homegrown tomato.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a whole different species of them.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do my other tomato. And now, some people say they like to roast their tomatoes.
Before they make salsa?
Mm-hmm.
No, I've not heard that.
Roasted tomato salsa. I roasted the peppers.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had roasted tomato salsa, and it, you know, that roasted flavor is good.
You could deep fry that and it could be a blooming tomato.
A blooming tomato. I was thinking the same thing. I think we've found the concept of the blooming onion.
Yes. There's no calories in that.
No. No, and it's a
Nice,
vegetable.
nice
so
job.
Thank you.
And look, she uses every piece
I
of that tomato.
I try not to be too wasteful. Now,
We cannot be
I
wasteful.
chopped my onion earlier so I would not cry in front of all of you.
Oh,
So I'm going to put my tomato in here.
oh, that's so good.
This is just parsley. A lot of people like to use, say it with me,
Cilantro.
But you know, I think we may have discussed it on the show.
Maybe once or twice.
I have the gene, the soap gene, and
I
I'm
do
not
too.
putting it in. I'm going to save some of this tomato for the next thing I'm making. Now, I have my bell pepper. I'm going to chop that up too. And this gives it a nice color. They had nice peppers at the farmer's market, the tomatoes, everything you need to make fresh salsa. And really, it's kind of impressive when you make it, serve it to people.
It is.
And I just like it better. The freshness really comes through versus getting it out of a can.
You didn't make that from New York City, did you?
Get a rope. I did not. Chop this.
I don't know that I've had green peppers in my salsa before.
Well, I looked up some different recipes because I must say I don't
Because
make
this is a template, right?
This is a template. So if you don't want the green peppers or red pepper, I mean the tomato's red, so I wanted the green for a little color variety. And I think it's gonna add a nice little crunch and be good.
It's gonna be good.
Throw that in.
Red and green and white. What does that represent?
France?
Isn't that the colors of Mexico too?
Oh right! Mexico. Now I'm gonna put on my Playtex glove
Oh.
because
Peppers.
peppers, and when I roasted them yesterday, I put my gloves on when I peeled them.
Yeah.
And then, even though I'd done it, I did touch my eye later, and whoop, got a little sting.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be really careful.
Yeah.
And cut these up. This could be kind of spicy because there were, I think, 2 or 3 jalapenos. Doesn't that look good? Now we're getting the yellow in there. What flag is that?
Reminds me of that song from that musical, Spanish Rose.
Oh, that's a great show. Have you ever done that show?
Bye Bye Birdie.
Bye Bye Birdie.
That's the first show I did when I moved to Kansas City.
What year was that?
2004 at the park.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I can't believe it was that long ago.
Yeah.
2004. And
Yes.
what do you remember about it?
I remember that there were a lot of people in it. There were over 100 people in the cast.
Did Phil Keenan direct it?
No, Jay Coombs directed it.
It
And
sounds
every
like
time I'd go to rehearsal, there'd be somebody new.
it.
And I think on opening night I saw people that I'd never seen before.
Oh,
I truly
my
believe
gosh.
that.
That makes me
But-
nervous.
But the best story of all from the Bye Bye Birdie experience was that 2 nights before we opened, I had all these girls and put on a happy face, and they were all from Miller Marley, you know, all the dancing
Yes.
girls. And I had worked so hard to learn it because it was a big dance number. I mean, you sing the song and then you just basically dance the rest of it.
I remember.
There is no more singing after that. You just
No.
dance. So it was a great dance number and I enjoyed doing it. But 2 nights, and I don't know why the choreographer, it was Liz Ernst. 2 nights before we opened, she says, we're going to flip everything. So everything that went to the right goes to the left. And I went, no, we're not going to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Because for me, that would be like learning a whole new dance number.
Yes.
So,
I mean, people who dance maybe is not our forte. We work really hard to not embarrass ourselves on stage. And so saying, well, let's just flip it, it's not going to go well.
Yeah, that would embarrass me on stage. Yeah.
Okay, look at that. Now,
that's beautiful.
Fresh lime juice.
Oh, lovely.
A little squeeze.
A little squeeze.
Squeeze. I'm going to mix that in. And, oh, it smells good. I had a little salt and pepper. You probably saw that.
And
it
look,
just smells great.
Your parsley is large enough that it's still intact. It's not the little tiny crumbs that you can't see.
And it doesn't taste like dish soap. So it's
That's
a win-win.
the best part.
It's a win-win.
That is the best part.
Okay, are you gearing up for your pasta?
I'm gearing up for my pasta. I mean, is my gear supposed to be turned on now?
Okay. Gear it up, baby.
All right.
Yeah, because then I'm going to do, mine will be less. I'm going to wipe this off, though, so we have a nice clean workspace.
So we've had our pasta in the water for 10 minutes, and this little bag becomes this. This is half a pound of pasta.
So that would feed 2 or 3 people, you think?
Well, we're hoping it'll feed at least 3.
Okay.
And when we bought the pasta, there was a recipe for sauce to go with it. So I made the sauce in advance. So the sauce this is the sauce for 1 pound of pasta. So we can have a lot of sauce.
Oh, I see. I sense cream and mushrooms. Also my love language.
Yes, there's a pound of mushrooms that I've cut up in here. Sautéed in a little olive oil.
You know, you're not going to put that on a plate, but I'm going to get you a nice little bowl.
Well, you don't need a bowl yet.
I don't?
It's not done. It's not completely finished.
Slow down, Barb.
Yeah, slow
it's
down.
Not done.
Slow down. All right, so, and I put butter in with the olive oil because I always put butter and olive oil together because I think the flavor's nice. You use a little less of each and get a nice thing.
Yeah.
So we put the mushrooms in for 10 minutes. Then we added half a cup of white wine, another one of your love languages. And we added 2 tablespoons of parsley and salt and pepper to season it.
Oh, that's just simple and beautiful.
We did that for another 10 minutes, and then we turned off the heat and we added the cream, heavy cream. 1 cup, just 1 cup. Just 1 cup.
Another healthy meal because of the mushroom.
And what I'm going to do now, before I serve that, is I'm going to put some parmesan on it, which you could also get at the farmer's market.
Yes.
But we didn't.
We didn't, but you can.
So that's gonna do what to the pasta sauce?
Thicken it up, per se.
Yes. So you won't have to serve it in a bowl.
Okay, enough said.
All right, so I'm gonna put that back on the heat.
Okay, you do that, and then I will talk about my last thing I'm gonna make, which is enchiladas. And again, this is a template because you can use a different filling. And Kevin before was like, are you going to make your own enchilada sauce? And I was like, no. But then I realized, yes, I am. Because it's pretty easy. And all of the ingredients will be on the website. Sing for Your Supper for you to check. So you just start with tomato sauce and some chunky tomatoes. So 12 ounces. And then this is my different spices. And I've got onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, cumin, a little salt and pepper. And I'm going to mix that in. And this is your enchilada sauce. What's happening over there?
The pasta sauce.
Are you talking about my sauce? No, you're talking about your sauce.
Oh, I'll get a little to yours as well.
Okay, sure. It does smell good.
It does smell
Just going to mix that up. And that's your enchilada sauce. Now, you can buy it too. I mean, but this is easy. Easy peasy. Okay? There you go. That's the sauce. And got my tortillas. Now here's when I say template, I mean that you can fill these with whatever you want. I am making vegetarian. So my filling, I sauteed some onion, I had refried beans and black beans. And, oh yeah, probably not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's tasty. I heated up my tortillas, so they're pliable, and you're just gonna
Pliable's from what song and what musical?
Pliable?
Yes. You have to be able to guess who wrote the musical with that word in it.
Oh, like Gettle or Robert Jason? Somebody with 3 names.
No.
Jason Robert Brown.
No.
No?
Beautiful, pliable women.
Oh, it's Pliable in Sondheim?
Yes, in Little Night Music.
Oh! I should go back to Go for not knowing that.
You ought to.
I
Yes,
ought to. I
absolutely.
usually know my Sondheim.
Absolutely.
It kind of reminds me of Pretty Women.
Yep.
You know, while I'm filling these, we should talk a little bit about our musical, which is by Birdie,
Yes, it is.
which opened. What year did it open? Do you know?
It was before I was born, I think. It's in the 60s.
Oh,
sometime.
that's a
in
big
the
range.
60s, isn't it?
1960, April 14th.
Yep.
It ran for 604 performances. Kind of a famous choreographer, director.
Sorry. Just making sure the seasoning's okay.
Oh, he's a giver.
No.
Famous choreographer, director. Do you know who choreographed it and directed it? And won the
In
Tony?
the 60s, it's gotta be Gower Champion.
Gower Champion.
Did his wife help him, Marge?
I don't think so.
Did it all by himself? Huh?
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Book by Michael Stewart, lyrics by Lee Adams, music by Charles Strauss, who did a little show called Annie.
He did. And Annie 2, and Annie 3, and Annie 4.
One thing I found interesting was Carol Haney and somebody else turned down the role of Rose. And when Cheetah signed up, they changed the name from Rose Grant to Rose Alvarez. And
I
I
didn't know
assume
that.
then wrote the song Spanish Rose.
You would think.
You would think. It won, let's see, it won Best Musical. Dick Van Dyke won Best Featured Actor, not Best Actor.
What?
Uh,
How did that happen?
and Dick Gautier was also up because he played Conrad Birdie.
He was
You know
also...
who won Best Actor that year? That cannot be right, but okay. Do you know who won Best Actor that
I
year?
don't.
Richard Burton for Camelot. Interesting fact, Camelot was not up for Best Musical. What? I don't. I've researched it. If anybody knows why it was not nominated for Best Musical up against Bye Bye Birdie, let me know.
That is...
Cheetah was nominated but didn't win.
Was she nominated for Best Actress?
Featured.
There was no Best Actor or Actress in that musical?
Because Julie, I think, was up
Well,
for
she didn't win.
Guinevere. No, she didn't. The woman who played Irma LaDouche won.
That woman.
That woman, I don't know. She's not Julie Andrews, I tell you that. And she's not Cheetah Rivera. I'm sure she's wonderful. I'm gonna get letters. Okay, those are all filled. See that?
Lovely.
Now we're just gonna put our delicious sauce all over the top.
You wouldn't be offended if I used all this sauce on just the half of the pasta, would
No.
you? I didn't think you
Sounds
would.
like a trick question to me.
I know, but I just
Okay.
thought I'd ask.
Now, you're gonna bake this 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And about 10 minutes before, put some cheese on top. So it's all cheesy.
Cheesy Weezy.
Cheesy weezy. When it comes out, it looks, can you hand me a hot pad?
Mhm. Would you like two?
Sure, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna look a little something like that. You can top it with your fresh salsa. You can top it with dollops of sour cream, fresh lettuce, sliced black olives, whatever you like. You can put it on top, or you can let people add that, put it on the table, and add it as they go. Oh, it smells so good. I'm gonna put this in the oven and let it start baking. This turns into this. Oh, we have quite a feast here.
We do.
No, I wanted to mention, you played Albert.
I did.
I played Rosie in
Oh.
high school because I am so Hispanic. I know, it was 1981, so it was a different time.
It was okay back then.
I'm not sure we had a Hispanic. I maybe probably did at our school. But anyway, I played Rosie, and it was a lot of fun. It's a fun little show.
It is a fun
The movie
show.
is a mess. If you watch the movie, it is nothing like the musical. Actually, I read a funny thing that Paul Lynde, who originated Mr. McAfee on
Yes.
Broadway and was in the movie, they changed it so much. He said they shouldn't have called it Bye Bye Birdie. They should have called it Hello, Anne Margaret. This is all about Anne Margaret.
Yes.
So it's not a great movie.
All right, I think we got everything.
Oh my gosh.
Look
What
at
a
that.
feast! A farmer's market feast!
Farmer's Market feast.
And all the
Look at this.
recipes we'll have on the website, Sing for Your Supper.
Yes, and let's get a fork so we can taste.
Oh,
Or
yes.
2 forks. How about 2
Oui,
forks?
oui. Mm-hmm. Or CC, I
Fork
should
for
say.
you.
CC. We're just going to dig in here?
We're just going to dig in.
All right, let's do it.
I'm going to taste the pasta
I do
first.
too. I hope there's some sauce left. I saw somebody eating it. Oh, those mushrooms.
Oh, that's good.
Uh-oh.
If you don't like mushrooms, this is not the dish for you. Isn't
Mm.
that good?
Oh, that pasta is
I think you could get 4
so soft.
servings out of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's
Easy.
rich. It's a little bit rich.
Yeah. Good. Let's taste the.
Let's try that. Dig in. Make sure you get some beans.
Got some beans. There's
Did
some
you?
beans in there. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna dig in
It's
here.
very warm.
It is very warm. Be careful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I'm gonna burn my mouth.
It's very warm.
Okay.
I would say that when you add beans to anything,
More
it's
salt.
not meat. Mm-mm.
Oh, you
It's
don't
not
need meat. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's your protein.
Yeah. You would not be able to tell that there's no meat in that. I told you it was hot. You might need to get some water. All right.
I like being
That's-
enchiladas.
It's so good.
Mhm.
All right. Get a corner of our squash.
Gotta find my corner
Of the squash.
of the squash. We'll have to talk about that musical,
It's
which
really
you
hot,
don't
too.
like. Oh, let's just burn our mouths on the way out.
We got a little taste of it. It's really good.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna put mine right here. I
Mm.
need it a little bit later when it's cooler.
And the topping got nice and crunchy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I would encourage everybody. We didn't try the salsa, but it's good.
It's good. Okay. We'll take your word for it.
Go to the farmer's market and just be
Yeah.
adventurous and
Go
see
with an
what
open
you
mind.
find.
Go with an open
And
mind.
say, I'm going to put together dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Give it a try. Because
Yeah.
it's still open for a few more weeks. You
Yeah.
can check the website, Overland Park Farmer's Market, and there's others around town
Yeah.
that do a wonderful job.
And if you're not in Kansas City, there are several states and areas in the country that have farmers market year round in big sheds. And stuff.
Yes.
Like I was at the North Carolina farmers market in Asheville this summer, and that's year round. And they've got.
I wish we had something like that.
I do too. It'd be great.
Yeah.
And you could get your Chinese squash there.
You could.
For Chinese New Year.
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, hey, everybody, thanks for joining us
Yeah, it
for
was
the
fun.
latest Sing for Your Supper and a little bye-bye Birdie and a little farmer's market. And what else could we throw in? It's a perfect
right.
farmer's market theme because we just threw a little bit of everything in.
We did. So have a good week. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.